Hey everyone, Loureen Ayyoub here with musician, actor, artist, and a hope dealer.
Hey.
Major, how you doing, Major?
It's good to see you again. I'm good.
It's good to see you. You've had quite the journey since the last time we chatted. When we first talked, you were a Grammy-nominated artist for the first time. That was a big deal. And now, we've been going through a pandemic, and you're releasing something new. Talk about that.
I am. So I guess the word that I could use is I'm hopeful. And the pandemic has been a bit of a beast for the most part, but in it's been a lot of bittersweet offerings. And I say the bittersweet because we obviously know that it's the inconvenience of infringing on our normal.
Right.
But the sweet is that it has mandated a stillness, a time of introspection, a time of looking and seeing what we're giving, how we're giving, and what things are giving to us or not giving to us, and then making a decision to move accordingly.
Definitely, there's been a lot of time for us to look within, and we're reminded that this life is extremely temporary. And you took quite a transition to go from music to now releasing something that's all about that theme. Mm-hmm. Is it poetry?
Well, it's spoken motivations, major hope motivations. I just wanted to offer a new word, a new way of existing, synonymous with the virtues, hope and joy and peace. Major hope is the unapologetic embrace of hope. Oftentimes, I think people think hope, when you say keep hope alive or always, remember to hope, don't ever lose your hope, we see it as like some fluffy cliche.
Right.
But honestly, hope is an anchor. Mm-hmm. It's an anchor in the midst of the crazy times, of the storms, of the hardship and the struggle and the frustration and the not yet. But it serves as an anchor that keeps you locked in to being ready for when the storm ends. When the storm is over, you're positioned to win again. Yeah.
I had a chance to listen a bit to Dear Griever specifically, and very powerful. And you mentioned this loss that we've all experienced through the pandemic, some worse than others. How does one still keep that hope alive, even in the face of pain, in the face of tragedy?
I think we have to understand that hope is not the denial of reality. Hope is a commitment to believe greater is on the other side of it. It's not the denial of struggle. It's not the denial of trouble and hardship, but it's a choice, a committed choice and decision to believe that the good things are nearer than they may appear. And I'll give an example. A good brother of mine that made an impact in this world as Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, in April, before he passed, he sent a group of us a message where he was encouraging all of us to pray for those that are entrapped by fears and depression and anxiety, because he said the COVID-19 is just another manifestation of a thing that sparks fear. Mm-hmm. It causes one to worry and be more concerned than believing that if we simply adhere to that which is best recommended, we can get through this. It was something that stirred up an anxiety, and he challenged us all. He said at 10:45 Eastern Standard Time, I remember it was in April, he says, let's just pray for the world right now, that the world can get to a hopeful place again. And it was wild because even being closer to his inner circle, I had no idea he was enduring what he was enduring. But yet and still, while this guy is enduring cancer, his hope was yet alive. That's what I've just committed myself. I'm a hope dealer.
Yep, I see that.
Tatted it on my arm, you know what I mean?
Got it on your shirt, got it on your arm. But for those that really want that in their heart as a daily lifestyle, you know, sometimes it's the little things that can take your energy away for the day, and sometimes it's the big things like these tragedies. Practically, if someone wants to keep that in their lifestyle, what does that look like?
You've said it, a daily. It's a daily commitment. It's a moment by moment commitment. So this daily commitment, this daily mantra of I can, I will, I shall. Thank you. This daily
power of positive words.
Yes, daily. It is a daily thing. We don't wake up every single day just seeing everything working out. You have to decide in your mind, will I see the light at the end of the tunnel? Will I see this glass half full and not half empty?
It's interesting because there's a scripture in the Old Testament where King David said he encouraged himself, you know? And it's like, some people think you're crazy, like you're in the middle of heartache and pain, but he's still encouraging himself. Is that what you do to stay forward?
You're right on it. You're preaching, you're talking right. It is the encouraging myself. You hear my music. From This Is Why I Love You to My Life Is Better With You in It, to all of these different songs. There's songs that infuse hope. But what I had to reckon with, especially in the midst of this civil unrest, because it hits me deep, because my life does matter just as much as your life matters, and your life matters just as much as mine. I had to realize that the hope I give is the hope I must live. In all of my giving, neglect not myself. In all of your giving, and I'm saying this to you because you're a giver. You're always making space for everyone else, but please don't forget yourself in it. There is value in you remembering yourself, because eventually, how can you pour if you're empty and you don't take time to replenish? So that's what that encouraging myself means. Yeah.
Amen to that. And like the flight attendant says, put the mask on first before you go help somebody else.
Right.
So that is real talk. And you know, you are constantly a transparent artist, and you have to pull from that vulnerability. Being transparent and confronting that in a public space can be challenging. For those who want to kind of confront those challenges, you know, how have you been able to encourage people to not be ashamed of, hey, you know, this is not easy for me. I want to get to the other side, but I'm just struggling.
You cannot heal what you do not reveal. You cannot heal what you do not reveal. And it's not a revealing of, hey, everybody needs to know I'm going through this, but you've got to be willing to be honest. You heard the song, you did the special on it. My first Grammy nomination was not the song that's taken me all over the world. It was a song about vulnerability being your greatest power. Honest. And honestly, one of the things that I try to encourage, especially people of color, because our experience into America, into many other parts of the world is laced and deeply entrenched with trauma. So trauma is common, but it's not okay. Just because that is the story and that's the history does not mean that has to be the future and the right now. So I encourage my fellow African American brothers, people in general, to get with someone where you can vent it out. You can share it. Therapy is not about saying that you're crazy. It's realizing that you're not alone. And having someone that is professional enough to walk you through the unpacking of the stuff. Because oftentimes, particularly as Black men, we are taught by society, and not just our parents, You can't cry. You don't cry. Toughen up.
Right.
But there's a beauty in the release, because when you release, you make yourself available for more.
Yep.
Me holding on to this, it's darn near impossible for you to possibly give me something else to hold.
Right.
So I have to release. Yeah.
There's been a lot of pain happening around the world, and your album in many ways is its own version of therapy. You know, when I listened to it, I just felt that positivity. I felt even my atmosphere shift a little bit because of the power in your words. And I always believe in, you know, positive declarations and speaking, you know, the positive, even if it seems delusional at the moment, because one day, like you said, that possibility will get there. Talk about, you know, the release of this album and how people can learn a little bit more.
Major Hope Motivations, written by me, music underbedded by my good brother Darien Dorsey. I collaborated with him because he's been there with me since my Berklee College of Music days. You know, we were making music. Yeah, I've put it into spoken motivations that I really believe will shift the daily thought. Sometimes it's just one word that can shift everything for you.
Right.
You know, and so I'm excited. September 28th, it's released everywhere. I'm grateful for this opportunity to talk about it. This is an independent effort. Yep. Shout out to the incredible people that have joined on board to help me see this vision come to life. Brittany Scales and Charles Chuck Dixon, Yvonne McNair. I'm just really excited. My wife, I'm married now, so I know what holding on to hope feels like. And then the need to encourage oneself.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
Good days, there's rough days, but you keep moving forward, and that's the spirit we're looking forward to experiencing. September 28th, you guys, check it out. Thank you so much, Major.
Thank you.
And when that music comes out, we'll be chatting again.
Let's go.